43rd edition of the James J. Fitzpatrick Trophy. Jack Dawson is my name. I'm the chairman of the Fitzpatrick Trophy Committee, and I always have the pleasure of greeting you and meeting all of the young men that we honor here today. In your program, you will see all that really needs to be said about Jimmy Fitzpatrick and UD Elowich, but we'll talk a little bit about those gentlemen when we have finished dinner and are ready to get into the heart of the program. First of all, I would like to call into the auditorium the young men that we are honoring today. First the semifinalists and then the finalists. So we will start with Tegan Candage of Mount Desert Island High School. Corey Krieger, Biddeford High School. From Scarborough High School, Ben Greenberg. From Westbrook High School, Kyle Heath. Cody Lynn, Thornton Academy. Levi Morin, Levitt Area High School. From Cheverus High School, Cody O'Brien. From Sanford High School, Jedediah Scott. And our three finalists today from Kennebunk High School, Nico DiLorenzo. From Coney High School, Ben Lucas.
Anyway, there's okay.
From Portland High School, Justin Sikowski. You would join me in a moment of silence while we thank the Lord for the gifts that He has bestowed upon these young men and for the grace and courage that they carry out His gifts as He intended. And we meet today in a spirit of celebration following their meeting with one another in spirits of fair competition, fair play, and scholastic excellence. Thank you, dear Lord, for that and for bringing us together on this beautiful winter day. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Christian Silly of Cheverus High School, who will sing the national anthem. Christian.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Christian. At this point, I'd like to introduce the other members of the head table. To my far right is Mike Bailey, former head football coach at Portland High School, who is the co-chairman of the Fitzpatrick Trophy Committee this year. And next to him is Marty Ryan. Marty is the president of the main chapter of the National Football Foundation, who comes to us today to represent the National Football Foundation and College Football Hall of Fame. He will describe for you the activities of the National Football Foundation as it relates to the Fitzpatrick Trophy and to the scholar athletes that it honors each year, and has a special announcement for us as part of his presentation this afternoon. Let dinner be served. Thank you. media, and then the world finds out. And today, Chuck Langer from the firm of Baker Newman Noyes is with us, and he has with him an envelope, and in that envelope is the name of the winner of the Fitzpatrick Trophy, and he alone knows who that winner is. It's been good for us on the committee and the families to do it this way, so that nobody knows who it is until it's announced. So with that kind of background, and the fact that the National Football Foundation came into the sponsorship with the Eldridge family in 1995, I'm happy to introduce to you the current president of the main chapter of the National Football Foundation, College Football Hall of Fame, Marty Ryan.
Jack's glasses, and I certainly don't need to wear them. Thank you. I'm here to share with you today a couple items, and I'd like to begin by expressing on behalf of the main chapter of the National Football Foundation, our congratulations to our finalists, as well as those chosen to be semifinalists. You are at the head of the class, and we share the pride with your families and communities in your accomplishments today. Our chapter is quite proud of our involvement in the FITSE process and with our opportunity to honor football scholar athletes in Maine. In addition, we support youth football in our state, provide support to the scholastic programs that are being developed, and share with you a genuine interest in the enhancement of football opportunities in this great state. The National Football Foundation is comprised of 120 chapters in the country, and we have 12,000 members. We are closely aligned with the College Football Hall of Fame that will open its doors to a new facility in Atlanta, Georgia in August this year. In addition to our Football Scholars Banquet in the spring, we also proudly present a football kickoff luncheon each August featuring all of the college coaches in Maine. We provide many youth coaches clinics and a wonderful golf opportunity for you at Belgrade Lakes each July. My second item to share with you includes a brief letter of information for you and the Maine football community. I am pleased to share with you a letter written to me from Gregory Powell, who is the chairman of the Harold Alphorn Foundation. And bear with me just a moment. Dear Marty, I'm delighted to be writing with a special announcement of the Harold Alphorn Foundation. But first, I want to congratulate this year's finalists and semifinalists for the James J. Fitzpatrick Trophy. What an honor. You are not only outstanding high school athletes, but more importantly, outstanding students and leaders of your schools and communities. I regret that I'm not with you on such a wonderful occasion, but please accept our congratulations for all you have accomplished. In 2009, Old Town, Maine native and coaching legend Richard McPherson was inducted into the Hall of Fame of the National Football Foundation and the College Hall of Fame. Coach Mack's career was highlighted by his championship years as head coach of the Syracuse Orangemen and head coach of the New England Patriots. In gratitude for his lasting contributions to the sport of football and the ethics and values he instilled in many young men he coached, and in recognition of his Maine roots, the Richard McPherson Coaching Fund was established at the National Football Foundation. We call it the Coach Mack Fund. Since 2009, the fund's mission has been to advance coaching quality and football programs in Maine by making annual financial awards for football coaching education and football program support. Today, we would like to announce that the Harold Alphorn Foundation has made an additional commitment to the fund and to Maine football in the amount of $250,000. With this additional contribution, the mission of the fund has been expanded to include the annual awarding of financial scholarships to Maine student football athletes entering higher education. Scholarship recipients will be announced by the Maine chapter at our annual dinner in May. The expanded fund continues to pay tribute to Coach Mack, while now also honoring a second Maine football legend, John Hewitt. John was a standout football collegiate player at the University of Maine, a professional football player for the Denver Broncos and among other teams, and probably the finest player in the history of Maine football. Following his playing days, John Hewitt was a coach at both the college and professional levels. He is now the CEO of a leading artificial turf company that has donated playing turf to youth sports programs throughout New England and in Canada. He was honored by the State of Maine chapter in 2009. In closing, we look forward to working with the National Football Foundation, the Maine chapter, and the broader Maine youth football community in rolling out the Coach Mack Hurd Fund. And again, on behalf of the Harold Alphon Foundation, congratulations to all the Fitzpatrick honorees. Sincerely, Greg Powell, Chairman, Harold Alphon Foundation. And the Maine chapter felt that at this wonderful celebration of Maine football, that this would be the most appropriate time to make this announcement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marty. When we gather next, which will be in the spring at Bowdoin College, as Coach Ryan just mentioned, we honor, again, football scholar athletes. And many of the young men who are honored here today will likely be with us again in the spring. So we will look forward to that getting together once more to celebrate their achievements, their accomplishments, and their gifts. At this time, I would like to ask Howard Vandersea, the former president of the Maine chapter, actually the founder of the Maine chapter of the National Football Foundation. And Howard, at the present time, is the East Coast representative for the National Football Foundation. He attends all of the chapter dinners and banquets where the scholar athletes are honored, as we will honor them in May. Coach Vandersea will present plaques to the semifinalist honorees, and they will be introduced by Mike Bailey, Mike, former football coach at Portland High School and player at the University of Maine. Coach Bailey.
Thank you very much. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize John Warren and Bill Eagle for participation on the selection committee. Did a great job in narrowing down to 12 great athletes. I would also like to congratulate the 3 finalists. I know you're very, very nervous. Had quite a few athletes up here before, finalists and semifinalists. So I'm really from a coaching point also. At this time, I'd like to introduce the semifinalists. If the individual would please stand, be recognized, and then come forward for your plaque and still remain in the front of the room until all recipients receive their awards. The first is Tegan Candid from Mount Desert Island High School. Mark Shields. Tegan is a running back and a safety. In the classroom, he holds a 3.1 GPA. On the field, Tegan rushed for 1,184 yards for an average of 9.6 yards per carry. He also played on all special teams. In addition, he also plays baseball and tennis in his community volunteer. Tegan Candid, Mount Desert Island High School. Second semifinalist, Corey Krieger, Bideford High School. Corey's head coach is Brian Curett. Corey is a running back and a safety. In the classroom, he has a 3.1 GPA. On the field, he had a 7 yards per carry average, scored 9 touchdowns, caught 18 passes for 17.8 yards per catch, and he had a total of 648 yards, also had 4 interceptions. In addition to football, he is also a basketball player and a baseball player, and volunteers through United Way. Corey Krieger, Fitzpatrick High School. Ben Greenberg, Scarborough High School. Ben's head coach is Lance Johnson. Ben is a quarterback and a safety. In the classroom, he holds a 99.6 GPA. On the field, he ran 7.2 yards per carry average, scored 11 rushing touchdowns. He also threw 59 completions for 12 more touchdowns for a total of 22. His total yardage was 1,865, and he played on all special teams. In addition, he also plays baseball and is a community volunteer. Ben Greenberg, Scarborough High School. Kyle Heath, Westbrook High School. Kyle's head coach is Jeff Garrett. Kyle's is a fullback, quarterback, defensive back. In the classroom, he holds a 93 GPA. On the field, he had a 6+ yard per carry average, scored 10 touchdowns, threw for 200 yards. His offensive total was 951 yards. He never missed a defensive play. In addition, he played on all special teams. He is also a hockey and baseball player. Kyle Heath, Westbrook High School. Cody Lynn, Thornton Academy. Cody's head coach is Kevin Kiesel. Cody is a tight end and a safety. In the classroom, he has a 3.5 GPA. On the football field, he caught 38 passes for 592 yards, 15.6 yard per catch average. He also carried the ball occasionally for 8.7 yard average. He had 64 tackles on defense, 59 of them solos. In addition, he played on all special teams, and he's also a basketball player and does community volunteer. Cody Lynn, Thornton Academy. Levi Morin, Levitt Area High School. Levi's head coach is Mike Hathaway. Levi is a center and linebacker. In the classroom, he has a 96 GPA. On the field, he made 87 tackles, 30 of them being a solo. He also plays on all special teams. In addition, he is a community and school volunteer. Levi Morin, Levitt Area High School. Cody O'Brien, Cheverus High School. Cody's head coach is John Wolfgram. Cody is a fullback linebacker. He holds a 3.5 GPA. He had an 8.1 yard per carry average for a total yards of 650. So he scored 11 touchdowns. On defense, he had 34 solos and returned an interception for a touchdown also. He is a member of the Key Club, plays lacrosse, and volunteers in school and community. Corey O'Brien, Cheverus High School. Jedediah Scott, Sanford High School. Jedediah's head coach is Mike Fallon. Jedediah is a two-way tackle. In addition to being a two-way starter, he also played on special teams. He also plays baseball and is general with his volunteer time. Jedediah Scott, Sanford High School. And ladies and gentlemen, those are our 2013 semifinalists. Thank you very much.
Thank you, coaches. And now we move on to a more dramatic part of today's festivities, introducing our finalists and their presentations of what it means to them to be a Fitzpatrick finalist. First off, we do these things always alphabetically as best we can. Will be Nico Dorenzo and his coach, Joe Rafferty of Kennebunk High School, will do the introduction for Nico. Coach.
Normally it's age before beauty, but in the interest of time, we're going to do both today. Good afternoon. I'd like to thank Jack Dawson, Howard Vandersea, Mike Bailey, Marty Ryan, the main chapter of the National Football Foundation, the Fitzpatrick Trophy sponsors, and committee for the honor of being with you this afternoon. First of all, I'd like to congratulate each of the athletes in the room, along with their families, coaches, teammates, of the players being recognized here today. In particular, congratulations to Ben, Justin, and Nico. I've had the pleasure of coaching Nico throughout his high school career. As a player, he committed to our program as a freshman, starting at outside linebacker and getting some time at running back. As years passed, his role was greater, and as a sophomore, he became a two-way starter and return guy on all special teams. Each year, he got better, and his impact on the success of our team grew. Ultimately, opponents knew him as the guy to stop or the kid to kick away from. This year, he accounted for 21 touchdowns and over 1,400 yards rushing, the bulk of which was between the tackles. These stats weren't his greatest contributions to our program, however. Those were his leadership, character, and mostly his passion for the game. Nico's work habits set the tone for our team. He led us in our workouts and even now continues to maintain optimal fitness. The weight room is his home away from home. He's committed to winning and continues to understand that his daily choices shape his character. He's a peer helper, proud yet humble. A captain elected by his peers, he possesses a will to win and a love of the game. In one of his speeches to his team, Vince Lombardi talked about the importance of a player playing with his heart, with every fiber of his body. He went on to say that the only way to succeed in anything is to give it everything. Nico DiLorenzo gave everything to Kennebunk High School football, and it gives me great pleasure to present him to you today. Nico DiLorenzo.
Good evening. I'd like to start off by thanking my parents for all the love and support they've given me through the 4 years. I want to thank my coaches for making me a good athlete and a better person all around. I want to thank my teammates, because without them and all the hard work we all put in, there'd be no way we made it as far as we did this past fall. I also want to congratulate these two, Ben Lucas and Justin. Good job. You guys made it here. It's a great honor to have my football career come to an end as being recognized as a Fitzpatrick Award finalist. James J. Fitzpatrick was a great athlete and a great person. I did some research and I found something that Mr. Fitzpatrick and I have in common is that we both care a lot about our hometown teams. I know that he would agree that the best thing about playing high school sports is that you make a lifetime bond with your teammates and your coaches. This is especially true when you play football. Football is physically, mentally demanding, so you really have no choice but to trust and lean on your teammates. Through the years, football has taught me many great things. I know that I'm going to be able to carry on with me down the road in my life. In my 4 years as a Kennebunk High School football player, I learned how to overcome defeat, how to deal with adversity and injuries, and how to humbly accept an end to playing a game that I love very much. I've also learned that winning makes everything more fun, and this year I had a lot of fun. Just about all my best friends were stars on the football team, so those relationships alone that made this year very special. On top of that, we had a great community to support us. We have very loyal fans, and our coaches were fantastic. They made it a point to make sure that we are all good football players, but in the end, great men. If I were to win this Fitzpatrick Award tonight, it'd be a great reflection on the Kennebunk football program, simply because I'm a product of it. I believe that if I were to win, it would show what can be done when you're on a team with a group of guys that share a deep love for a sport, a love for a town, and even for each other. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nico. That was a very appropriate perspective that you introduced to us. I've not heard a speech made quite like that before over all these years. It was very well done, Nico. And Jim Fitzpatrick was a native of Meriden, Connecticut. And when he was first coaching football at Portland High School, the way things were set up then, we had not just a state championship, but there was a New England football high school championship. And the two teams in the New England football championship game were Portland High School and Meriden, Connecticut High School. And so Jimmy Fitzpatrick, even then, could not be a loser either way. Nico, I'm glad you brought all that up. Thank you. Next is Robbie Vachon of Coney High School. Coach Vachon, please come forward and do us the honor of introducing your finalist, Ben.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the 12 finalists and their teammates for having tremendous seasons this year and making the sacrifices to get to this ceremony. I'd like to also thank the Fitzpatrick Committee for their great work in getting the vote out to all the coaches in Maine and the media who cover football, so we're able to recognize 12 of the finest football players in the state. The 3 finalists are very talented athletes. Justin, unfortunately, I didn't get to see you play except on film, and also the highlights from Channel 8, Channel 6, Channel 4. Every time Portland was mentioned, you were on there. So I get to see quite a bit of you. I know you led the Class A in rushing, which is an incredible feat, but I just want you to know if you were born in Augusta, you might have had 6,000 yards receiving at Coney High School. So we would have loved to have had you. Nico, unfortunately, I did get to see a lot of you. I don't know if you remember, but in the final, the Western Maine final against Marshwood, our staff was the 7 guys, the only ones in red in the entire Kennebunk town that day in the back, and you came through untouched for, I can't remember how long the touchdown was, and I didn't know when you were coming, I didn't know if you're going to run me over, hit my staff, high five, throw the ball at us, but I knew right then what a good football player you were, how talented you were, and we were going to have our hands full the next week. Congratulations on a great year. You had an incredible state final, and I was proud to coach against you. So congratulations for getting here.
Thank you.
I'm honored to present Ben Lucas today. He's a great person to be around. The way he carries himself and represents his family and school is genuine and enviable. He's a leader and a role model. Aside from being a great football player, he's very humble and generous. Along with Coach Lippert and fellow teammates Isaac Gingras and John Bennett, he reads to elementary kids in our community and will continue throughout the school year. He spent his fall Sundays at Capitol Park, reffing or coaching, or just hanging out watching youth football. Ben loves the game no matter what the setting. His off-season commitment to weightlifting and summer football set the highest of standards. He was named captain by his peers as a senior and led our program to its most wins since 1932. On the field, he established himself as the most prolific high school passer in Maine high school football history. 7,700 yards, 89 touchdowns, and the most completions and attempts all time. This year, he threw for over 3,400 yards and 41 touchdowns, while leading his team to its first state title in 81 years. In 5 career playoff games, he completed 109 of 191 passes for 1,421 yards and 13 touchdowns with a 4-1 record. He's a 3-time All-Conference player and this year's Gatorade, Class B East, Kennebec Journal, and Portland Press Herald Player of the Year. He was named All-State by the Sunday Telegram, as well as the USA Today Maine Player of the Year. Ben's knowledge of the game is equally impressive. He's a student of the game who can play. He executed at the biggest of moments and shined on the brightest stage. He was a great leader on the field, not only physically, but emotionally as well. He took responsibility and always graciously recognized his teammates. He didn't have a favorite target. He simply understood what we were trying to do and performed at a very high level. This enabled us to be very diverse and involved several kids offensively. His unselfishness and desire to win gained him respect and credibility from his team and his coaching staff. Only the Coney football faithful will probably understand what I'm about to say. But as of today, there's Norman C. Merrill and there's Ben Lucas. I'm extremely proud and humbled to recognize and present Coney quarterback Ben Lucas.
First, I'd like to thank the Fitzpatrick Committee for putting today together. It's truly an honor and dream come true to be considered for this award. I'd also like to congratulate all of the other semi-finalists, as well as Nico and Justin, for being the other 2 finalists. We've all worked hard to lead our teams to great years and should be proud of the football careers we've put together. Being a Fitzpatrick Trophy finalist is a direct reflection on my high school football experience, what Coney football has become, and what Coney football has accomplished. When I look back on my high school experience, there will always be 2 games that come to mind. The first is winning the state championship up in Orono, having one of the most memorable comebacks in Maine high school football history. The second is losing 48-0 my sophomore year to Messalonskee. I'll always remember all of the games I played in, but these 2 more than others because they're both symbolic of what Coney football has become and the process we went through to be where we are now. Losing that game to Messalonskee changed everything for us as a football program. That year we finished 2-7. None of us enjoyed losing, so we decided we were going to change what Coney football was known as. We didn't want to settle for being mediocre. In prior seasons, Coney would go 4-4 and lose in the first round of the playoffs. We wanted to reach the next level of high school football. We made football a year-round commitment, lifting 4 times a week, participating in 7-on-7 leagues in the summer, and conditioning programs. All with a coaching staff that was as committed as we were. That year we made a huge jump. My junior year we made it to the Eastern Maine Championship. We got a taste of what winning was. However, we ended up losing that game. But we were not content just making it there to lose. We worked even harder this following offseason, knowing with the returning talent we had, we could do something special. It had been 81 years since Coney football won a state championship. 1932 was the last time. We had that mindset all year. We wanted to change 1932 to 2013. Every time we broke a huddle as a team, before or after practice, we would say 32-on-3. We lived by that phrase. Sure enough, it paid off as we won a state championship and one of the best played, most memorable state championships ever. With that win, we changed the climate of Augusta. We want Augusta to become a football town. There has been no better city to play for than Augusta. The support we had all year was incredible. I can never say thank you enough to the city of Augusta and the Coney High School family for its support. We played for them, and they were a big reason we became victorious. There are many people I need to thank for getting me to this point today. First off, I'd like to thank my teammates. This is truly a team achievement. I cannot be here today without you guys. I'll always remember each and every single one of you guys. You're all my best friends. This year was a brotherhood for us, on and off the field. I'm so lucky to have the best receiving corps in the state. Throwing to guys like Jonathan Sabin, Taylor Carrier, John Bennett, Mitchell Bonifant, and Kevin Kingsbury made my job as a quarterback easy. And also to the Coney linemen. The Coney line is the best offensive line in the state. There were so many games when my uniform wasn't even dirty or I wasn't even touched because you guys did such a great job of giving me time to deliver the ball. To Coach Vashon and to Coach Lippert, I can't even begin to thank you guys enough for everything you've done for me. You guys are role models for me. I've looked up to you both so much. I'm so fortunate to have played for you guys for 4 years, and you're truly second fathers to me. You've made me a better person in all ways, and the relationship we've been able to build is outstanding, not just on the football field, but in life. And lastly, my family. Mom and Dad, thank you guys for everything. You guys have always been so supportive of me, and I love you both so much. To my Nana and Grampy, you guys are just as supportive. I don't think there are many kids in the state who can say their grandparents have attended every football game of their high school career. To my brothers, first to Nick, I owe a lot of my success to you. All the summer workouts we went through together, you always pushed me to be the best I could be, and I wouldn't be here today without you. To my other brother, Matt, it was awesome that you were able to move back into the Augusta area this year. Seeing you after every Friday night game truly made it special for me, knowing you would be there. Being a finalist isn't just an individual award, it's a team award. I got a lot of attention this year for breaking records, but for me, those records don't matter. They are meant to be broken. They're a number that will be gone someday. The number that really matters to me is 2013, as will always be the year that Coney football won a state championship, and I was a Fitzpatrick Trophy finalist, which is another accolade for the season we had. Thank you for letting me speak today. It was an honor.
Thank you, Ben. Ben said a little while ago that, he was a little antsy about this speech because he said it's the first one I ever get to make. Well, it could be that 25 years from now, like Kirk Matthew, one of you guys is going to be back here again. And so we can look forward to good speeches again. So right now, it's a pleasure to call forward Jim Hartman, head football coach at Portland High School. I'll introduce Justin. Jim.
First, I'd like to congratulate the semifinalists and the 3 finalists, Nico and Ben and Justin. Your impact on your community has been powerful and be long-lasting. Congratulations. I'd like to thank the Fitzpatrick Trophy Committee for keeping this tradition alive and all your hard work and everything that goes into it. I think this is an important thing for the football in the state of Maine. Thank you, guys. A tremendous honor here to come up before you and speak to you about Justin Sikowski. He is an impact wherever he goes, and especially in the school. He's a 94 grade point average. He was a class president. He works on the student council. He's on the school executive board, the SMA board member. He's an early acceptance in debates too for his academic work. There are many adjectives to describe Justin, among classy, courage, humble, very humble young man. But there are 4 when I speak to the other folks about Justin that come out that are first on their lips. And the first one is he's very quiet. He doesn't like to talk too much, and I think that's his humbleness coming through, his humility. Second is his leadership. I don't think that I've been around a more natural leader than Justin. He led us. Everything he does, he leads, but he doesn't lead with his mouth. It's always by how he conducts himself, and he leads by example. I guess the best way to say it, if he's the one you want in the foxhole, but he's also the one that's going to lead you in the foxhole, and he'll do it by example. This third one would be respect. I think he has a ton of respect for others, especially those that are struggling a little bit. He's always going to reach out the hand to pick them up, pat them on the back, at school or on the field, behind the scenes. In all my years of coaching, I don't think I've coached a young man that had the respect of his teammates as this young fella does. His teammates love him. They'll back him up all the way. The fourth one is focus. He is a highly driven young man, sets his goals and reaches them. His athletic success comes from his drive, passion, and from his athleticism. He's a captain of both the football and basketball teams. He's a 4-year basketball starter at Portland, 3-year starter at Portland. On the football field, he played never come off the field. We couldn't get him off the field. As Coach and I were just talking, one of us would pay the price if we tried to get him off the field. It just wasn't happening. On special teams, he was a snapper. He blocked kicks for us, and he returned the kicks. Exceptional athleticism. Now, he's up here because of his offense, but he's probably a much better defensive player than he is an offensive player, which he's pretty good at. He has the ability to play several positions on the defense, and it was very helpful to us. There were games that we played him at defensive end. He could play middle linebacker, which is where we like to keep him. He played corner. He could play safety. That's tough, folks, to make all those adjustments. And one game, I think he played them all in that game, whatever we needed. And his defensive prowess comes, he's not a particularly fast player, but he plays at a 4.2 mental speed. He is just 3 steps ahead of front of everybody else, understands the game, very quick. He ended the season with 114 tackles. Offensively, he's a gifted runner. As I said, not particularly great speed, but he had some unique athleticism. He had the ability to make you miss, or he'd run you over, whatever you would like. He could also make you miss at the line of scrimmage in all that traffic. I don't think I've coached a young man that had that much talent at the point of attack to just slip away from you. He's had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He had ran for finished with 1,900 yards last season and 31 touchdowns. He leads Portland, and we've been playing football for 120-plus years. He is the 3rd all-time scorer at Portland, and he set the single-season record this year with 190 points. He's the Class A Eastern Maine Player of the Year, Portland Press Herald All-Star, USA Today All-Star. We've been very blessed at Portland High School to have this young man with us, and I know he'll do the same thing at Bates. I'd like to introduce to you Justin Sukowski.
Thank you, Coach. Wow, it's an honor to be up here. It's very humbling. What a year it's been. James Fitzpatrick, what an honor to be mentioned in his name. Not only was he a legend at Portland High School, but also in all of Maine. I'd like to thank the Elowich family and the selection committee for making this all possible. At Portland, we had a great season, and I really had no regrets. And I know we didn't win the state championship, but I wouldn't trade my team for anybody. I had some good individual success this year, but none of that would have been possible without the help of many people around me. First, I'd like to start with my coaches. My first football coach ever was my dad. He coached the Portland Youth Cowboys, and he let me play a year early in 2nd grade. So I'd like to thank him for letting me play this game. Could be playing soccer if it wasn't for him. So also, Coach Marr, he's coached the Cowboys too, and he's coached me pretty much every year of my football career. Coach Marr is one of the funniest coaches I've ever had, and as many of my teammates can attest, he made the game of football very fun for everyone. Next, I'd like to thank Coach Bailey. He he started off as my coach freshman year and sophomore year, and he really helped me make the switch from the transition from freshman year to sophomore year really easy, and taught me a lot about playing linebacker. And he's also the winningest coach in Portland High School history. Next, I'd like to thank Coach Renna, first for all the double bubble he gave me during practice. And if Coach Renna taught me one thing, it's always to stay calm out there, and no matter how crazy things get, to focus on the next play. Next, I'd like to thank Coach Rutherford, first for helping me make this speech. He is one of the biggest competitors I've ever met, and not only is he one of my favorite coaches, but he's one of my favorite teachers. Finally, I'd like to thank Coach Hartman. This guy he loves his teammates, and he would do anything for them. And he's a really great guy and has done a lot for me. Next, I'd like to thank my family. It just gave me goosebumps to look up into the fan section and see so many of my family members up there, and it really motivated me, from my grandparents and my parents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. You guys just really did a lot to motivate me. Mom, thank you for all the little things that you've done for me. Sometimes I don't say thanks for them, but thank you. Next, a special thanks to my brother Joe. He really helped me get an interest for football in the beginning. I always wanted to follow his footsteps, and he was a real competitor, and he taught me a lot about that. Growing up as Packers fans, we would throw the ball around in the backyard, swapping roles as Brett Favre and Donald Driver. So thanks for teaching me a lot. Next, I'd like to thank my teammates. It was an honor to be your captain this year. First, I'd have to start with my linemen: Luigi, Dunton, DeMillo, Sully, Steve, and Fusco. You guys really gave 100% this year, and I'll never forget the stuff you did for me. I wouldn't have gained a yard without you guys, so thank you. And in the backfield, Javon Pitts-Young, who's been a brother to me, Jordan Talbot, and Ronnie Hargrove. They just being athletes alone, they just cleared up things for me. The defensive coordinator of the other team would have to game plan for them, and it would just really open up things for me. So thank you guys. Congrats to the semifinalists. I played against a lot of you guys. I've had some great competitions with you guys, and you guys deserve the honor of being mentioned. Also, congrats to Ben and Nico, and I want to wish Nico the best of luck at Colgate, and Ben, wherever you go, I wish you the best. And I've learned a great deal from this game of football: how to push and persevere through the tough times, lead by example, actions speak louder than words, how to be structured and disciplined, the importance of tradition, maturity, and leadership. I feel blessed to have been able to play this game. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Do honor to the long line of Portland High School Fitzy finalists and winners. In 1988, on a Sunday evening, when the Fitzpatrick Trophy was going to be presented in the Elowich family tradition manner, Rob, I don't think you were there that night. As a matter of fact, there were many nights that you had gone missing, as I understand it, and your father was quite worried. You know, if you have sons, you worry that they might be out getting in a fight or something and you don't know where they are. Well, Rob, you weren't there that night, and I think if we looked it up, we'd find out that you were engaged in a brawl somewhere. Robbie, would you stand up, please? I don't want to just talk about you without people knowing who we're talking about. This is Robbie Elowich. He's a professional wrestler. And for many years, when he was working his way up through the chain of being the piece of baggage being thrown around in the ring, all of which was illegitimate, of course, he worked his way up and became a champion. And today, he's a well-known professional wrestler. There have been TV specials and documentaries done on him nationwide. He's still a humble young man, but I wanted you to know who he is in case any of you want to take him on. But his dad didn't know this. His dad didn't know he was wrestling until he became quite successful at it and well-known. So now, Robbie, you weren't there that night that we honored Kirk Matthew, were you? Oh, you don't remember? Okay. I don't know, Kirk. I don't know about that. Anyway, it's time for me to introduce to you the 1988 James Fitzpatrick Trophy winner, Kirk Matthew of Lawrence High School, who later went on to stardom, real stardom, at Maine Maritime Academy, set several rushing records that were of a national stature for many years, and I think still holds many of the records at Maine Maritime. His speech that night in 1988 was one of the most memorable that we had. Jimmy Fitzpatrick and Judy were both very impressed and proud of you, Kirk, and we've kind of lost track of you over the years, but we notice you've been busy. He's here with his family of 4 children, his wife, and it's just been great to catch up again. And Kirk, welcome back.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me back. I was going to start out with a few statistics from Mr. Fitzpatrick himself, but Jack, you kind of ruined that by not wanting to get into that and taking too long. So he did have some amazing stats and was an amazing person. The next thing you talked about, which I'm drawing a blank here, but you know, I'm very honored and very humbled to be back here. The speech I prepared, you know, 2 things that come to mind back in 1971, 2 great things that started. One is this event from the forethought of UD to recognize James J. Fitzpatrick. And the second thing, my life started then. So without that, I guess I wouldn't be here as a former winner. And 25 years later, I know I'm not the oldest in this room, but it's very humbling to be back, and I'm very honored. Great job, guys. Great job to the nominees that have been here. One thing you did bring up was the fact that the remarkable talent in this room, between the 12 nominees and these 3 individuals up here. I think you've all been blessed with a God-given talent. I know football and athletics in general came very easy to me, and it's because I was blessed with the talent to play. Everything else seems to be a little harder and doesn't come as easy, but with the coaches I had and the teammates I had, much like you guys, you're going to learn some stuff. And like UD was quoted back in the 25th anniversary of this, he said he's learned some lifelong lessons from James J. Fitzpatrick. I too believe that I've learned a lot from my coaches, and as well as you guys have probably learned from your coaches. There's no doubt in my mind, I know some of you coaches in this room, just on the history of football, and I'm very honored to be a part of this. That said, I look forward to probably 7 years from now would be the 50th anniversary. So I look forward to coming back for that. And it was an honor at the 25th too. I got to stand next to Udi and shake his hand and have some good conversations with him, along with past winners. And it's a bond that we'll have together. And whoever the winner is, we'll welcome you in. And To all the nominees, it's truly remarkable. You should be very proud of yourselves for what you've done and what you've accomplished. With that said, Scott, could you please bring me the envelope? So, I would like to pronounce the 43rd winner of the James J. Fitzpatrick Trophy, and that award goes to Ben Lucas of Coney High School.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll think of something. Yeah, sure. Again, I'm kind of at a loss for words, but I'd just like to reiterate my thanks to my teammates, my family, my coaching staff. It's an honor. I mean, Coney's had football for over 130 years, and we've never had a Fitzpatrick Trophy winner, so I'm extremely humbled and blessed to be the first winner at Coney.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Ben. Congratulations to the Coney football family. Congratulations also to the Portland football family, the Kennebunk football family. You've all made this not just a memorable and exciting football season and Fitzpatrick dinner, but it fits so comfortably and is so becoming to what Marty Ryan talked about, that the Alphon Foundation has recognized as and wants dearly to continue to promote the growth of football in the state of Maine. Drive carefully, and we'll look for our next gathering a year from today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.